Kevin McCourty retired from the Patriots after 13 seasons this offseason. He's now offering some insight into the Patriots quarterback situation. During a recent radio interview, McCourty said, quote, "I think there were some guys in the locker room that were like, let's go with Zappe," or "No, Mac looked good today." It was just a back and forth. Interesting, right? Shannon, how much trouble are the Patriots in at quarterback?
Well, I think a lot of this was their own doing. It was Coach Belichick being seduced by his own genius. He thought that a second-year quarterback, he could have someone that never called plays as an offensive coordinator in the ear of his second-year quarterback, and it would be fine. Only Coach Belichick would be foolish enough to believe that. And you see what he got him. And you had a lot of people that work for Coach Belichick or know Coach Belichick. Oh, Bill would do this, Bill would do. Bill's not going to do nothing. Bill looks foolish. That's what it looks like. And guess what he did? He went out and hired a true offensive coordinator in Bill O'Brien from the University of Alabama, who was once OC at New England, was a head coach at the Houston Texans before Coach Saban threw him a lifeline, and now Coach Belichick throws him another lifeline. But that was the problem. I mean, a second-year quarterback with guys that had never called plays on the offensive side of the football in his ear. And yeah, there's going to be some continuity issues. There's going to be some back and forth because it's hard for Mac Jones. Is like, I can't get a rhythm because you guys don't know what you're doing. You just calling plays. There's a sequence that you need to go through, Skip. You can't just, okay, let's call this play. Let's call this play. No, there's a rhyme and reason that you call plays. And it seems to me they didn't have any of them. Skip, as a defensive coordinator, you look at what they got out there on the field. Okay, you call plays accordingly. No, that's not how it works on offense.
No.
Man, I get McCourty. I believe it. I believe there are players that say, man, Zappe, look, we need to go with Zappe because not getting it done. And then Mac comes back and have a couple of, but that's all Coach Belichick. Coach Belichick allowed this to fester or to seep into the locker room.
All right. I'm going to repeat what I first guessed. I never thought that I would put Bill Belichick and clown show in the same sentence, but that became a clown show last year because of him. I still believe that he had a hand in calling plays because he wanted to demonstrate that he could also do the offensive side of the ball with the genius that he had accomplished on the defensive side. He and Brady were a great team because Bill was the ultimate defensive coordinator and Brady was the greatest quarterback ever. So it worked.
It worked.
But once Brady's gone, all of a sudden you don't have the buffer in the locker room. And when Bill keeps trying to go old school and then tries to go offensive genius, you're going to have huge issues.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you believe he'd have been the greatest quarterback ever if he had Joe Judge and Matt Patricia calling plays for him?
No, I don't. I think he might have figured it out later, but it would have set him back. Okay. The other issue is with Mac Jones. You liked him before the draft because you said he was the most ready to play, and I will give you that. But I told you from the start, he will always leave you wanting a little more. He will always leave you a little frustrated, and in the end, the problem is in New England, he's not Tom Brady. Okay? Baker Mayfield's about to have the problem in Tampa. You're not Tom. Nope, you're not Tom Brady.
But I think the thing is, Skip, with Mac Jones, you have to give him the success that he had. You see what he had. He had Devontae Smith. He had Jalen Waddle. He had Mechie. He had the running back that's now up in Pittsburgh. You're going to have to give him weapons like they did in Miami with Tua. No, he's not, Skip. He's not a guy that's going to make guys better. He needs guys to make him better.
He also has kind of an attitude about him. He has kind of a prickly personality. and once it starts to unravel, it doesn't play well in the locker room because that's kind of the anti-Brady.
He's one of the few quarterbacks, Skip, and I think they've done a great job, the really good one, of not wearing their emotions on their sleeve. That they don't get too high, they don't get too low, and when things definitely not going well, they're not throwing helmets and kicking things like that. Now, we have to look, it's an emotional game, and we've seen guys throw their helmet. We've seen Brady break tablets. But we haven't, I mean, I don't remember seeing Brady do that like the first 10 years of his career. That came later.
I agree.
Okay,
so final point is, speculation keeps rearing its head that Belichick would be interested in Lamar Jackson. Again, this would be an uncharacteristic plunge for him. I think it would be a great move. Again, 2 first-rounders for Lamar, and you say, give him the reins and let's go.
Normally, Coach Belichick, what does he like to do? He likes to acquire picks, not to give them away.
Stash them, yeah.
Now, Skip, I want to say this. I don't want to say it couldn't be done.
Yeah.
Tom Landry was a defensive coordinator that later ended up calling plays. Now, which one, Matt Patricia or Joe Judge, you think is going to be the next Tom Landry?
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
But it was confusing because when he called plays, he's on the defensive side. So now when I get to Denver, Skip, 1, 3, 5, 7, that's to the right.
Yeah, I got
2,
it.
4, 6, 8 to the left. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
But because he was on the other side of the ball.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, that's what I threw up my hand. If I'm going, they call a left formation that's been left my whole life. I go line up on the left. It's a right formation.
Nope. I got it.
Shannon, how long is it going to take you to learn? I mean, you want me to unlearn something in a week that took me 22 years to learn?
I know this, Shannon. The Patriots finished 8-9, third in the AFC East last season.
That's not
Belichick
good.
wants to do something different. All right, let's talk a little Lakers when Undisputed returns. Do they have enough time to still make the postseason? Skip and Shannon give their predictions when we come back.